Welcome back to Loving Honestly in 2021. Parents, this month of January is for you. I am dedicating the month of January to discussing about the difficult parental issues that we've been having in 2020. And generally for anyone who's been raising an adolescent, who has raised an adolescent, and possibly raised a difficult adolescent. But sometimes I actually like to think it's the parents who make it difficult. So today specifically, I want to talk about the pressures our teenagers have been going through. And if you do not know, or if you have not been told by your own children the pressures that they've been feeling, maybe I can shed some light, then you can go back and talk to them yourselves. My name is JC, and Loving Honestly is a place for anyone who wants to uncover their love story in the way that feels right for them. I talk about intimate relationships, and I also talk about parenting teenagers. So let's get right into it. Under pressure, when anyone is under pressure, they can do risky things. Now imagine if that pressure is on a teen who naturally is in that place of risk-taking. They're exploring new things, they're trying to find their identity, they're pushing boundaries because it is part of the time in their life. Not all kids are like that, I understand. Different temperaments in different children make it such that some kids will take more risks than others. The past year, they've had very little social connection, physical connection. I know they've had a lot of social connection online and on text and with their own families, but they have lost a lot of physical connection. And what has that done? Because they've lost the structure of school days, they have more time on their hands to spend on social. And we do too. But what we have not realized is happening is for those who are able to leave the house from time to time, and even sometimes within that home, substance use has increased, alcohol use has increased, underage sex has increased, and self-control has reduced. Because for a time there, we were applauding our children for being the bearers for COVID instructions. They were the ones who could agree to stay home, and they were at least enlightened enough to know that if you go out there, you risk your life, and they enjoyed that time. It got to a place though, when Corona kept going, that our kids decided enough is enough, because they could no longer comprehend what it's all about anymore. Even in our trying to understand it, we also lost faith in what this is about. So many kids started to lose the rationale of why we have to have delayed gratification, why we have to wait, because their time, their precious youth time to enjoy themselves is going away. And slowly but surely, they started drinking more. And you know what I've learned? Besides reading what is online and talking to my own children, kids are using substances online together. They are texting, they are posting on social when they have been drinking at home. And in the event that they do go out and have physical connection with their friends, a lot of kids will try the drink then. I'm not saying all kids will go through this. A lot of kids have survived COVID with flying colors, but several have not. And there's some who are also going through, mild mental issues. Anxiety, depression has gone up, things like that. But the good thing is we have been home to witness it all. But have we been able to see it in their eyes, through their eyes? So what I wanted to talk to you today about, specifically parents, is what we can do to help them. The main thing that I've used within my own home with my children that has really helped me to go through this time is compassion. Compassion and listening to them, if they are willing to talk. And you can get to that place of their willingness to talk over time and slowly. But once you start to really listen without putting your judgment and your punishment for what they're genuinely trying to share with you, because they're not alone. You are not alone. A lot of parents are going through this. But simply put, just having the compassion to know that these kids are suffering. They're going through a time of heartbreak and are now and have found new ways to cope. And some of them are not good ways to cope. So listen, talk about the risk-taking behaviors, talk about the social pressures, talk about what they think about what's happening out there with underage drinking, with intimacy and sex. It's happening. Whether we like it or not, it is happening. And what we need to do now is to be the voice of reason for our children, without being that all-encompassing authority who metes out punishment left, right, and center like we used to. We are in a time of difference, and our kids need us more to be there for them than to be authoritarians. What we need to do is to really have new discussions, because for ourselves, within our own peer groups, we have had to have new discussions of the way we need to see the world now. So we do need to offer the same olive branch to our children. They need to know that mom can listen, dad can listen, my aunt can listen, somebody will listen to me. Because when a child knows that they have someone they can count on and they can share openly, they might not tell you everything. A lot of it is too shocking. And from my own experience, I will tell you, a lot of it is cringe-worthy. But I have to hold back and let them tell me what they're going through and what their friends are going through, so that I can then know what to tell them. Because without talking, kids cannot get perspective. They will only know what they share among their peer groups. And if they do find an adult out there who is not you, you better hope that person cares for them. I would tell you, our teenagers are the most intelligent. They are the most understanding. They are the most, peaceful spirits when you give them the opportunity to share that side of them. We don't know everything as much as we think, and we know no adult out there does. So we do need to give them the opportunity to share with us, and share particularly what affects them, because you can think of all the things in the world that are happening, but to your child, what are they more likely to do without guidance? What are they most likely to do without guidance? And for someone, it is taking alcohol. For someone, it is having a close, intimate relationship and starting to have underage sex. For someone else, it is substance use. For someone else, is driving under the influence. For someone else, it's many things. So know for your child, and then talk to them about what that means. And when a child talks about these risky behaviors with you, with anyone really, it disarms that thing. It disarms that behavior. It lessens the grip on your child, and your child is able now to find a way to start controlling it. I understand that a lot of parents are also struggling with kids who have already gone over the age, who have now become addicted or dependent on some form of substance. And that is a very difficult discussion to have. And I know one day I will post about that. However, in the midst of where we are, living with our children, and everyone of us as parents knows our own conditions, our own challenges, our own pressures, and the things we would like to change. The first step is just to talk. Let it flow. Let them open up. Let them know that you are there for them. And even if they're not yet ready to talk, but just start to find ways to share. Give them the opportunities. And I'll give you an example. My daughter, she's still just she's not yet a teenager, the last one. But she told me that when I asked about what's going on out there, when I asked us to just have a general talk about what happens for tweens in 2020, she said to me, "Mom, you know what? Thank you for asking. And because you've asked, I'm going to tell you." So maybe it might start there. Maybe you just haven't asked. Ask them to tell you. We have those moments where we can sit with our kids and just be quiet and listen. And then from there, you can find a way to put in your 2 cents without necessarily shutting down the discussion. Because you really need to open your eyes, open your ears, and see and know what is going on with the kids. Because like I said, they're doing things out there. They may do them in their room, but they're doing them anyway. So let's help our children by at least being the compassionate, listening ears that they need. And knowing that mom and dad can support me, and even if I tell them anything, they will not see me as a bad child. They will just know that we need to talk and start to find solutions together. And to remove the shame from a lot of the things we discuss with children. Let's do things differently. Thank you for listening. Please comment, share any challenges you've been having with the kids. I would love to hear your story. I post every Wednesday, and I would love you to join the Loving Honestly family by subscribing on the subscribe button below. Thank you for listening. Take care, and let's love our teenagers.